First off, I want to say thank you to everyone in the collective. I want to make sure y'all can hear me. Okay, y'all know I'm so dingy. But thank you to everyone in the collective for definitely being there for me, for supporting your girl. Like, it really means so much. I hope y'all know how serious I am and how much it really means to me. Um, I really do hold y'all in high honor. I like being of service to y'all. And it feels really good when I get like confirmation from people that watch me, from other readers, stuff like that, and let me know I'm on the right path. Even if we feel like we are super strong and, all this muscle and brawn by ourselves, which we are, okay? Everybody still needs, I don't know what to do with that, child, but I used to like wearing my hair like this back in the days. But nonetheless, everybody still needs encouragement from physical people. Okay. So just thank y'all, collective. Okay. Collective. Spirit wants us to know to enjoy the journey. For those in the collective that have went through a huge transformation, you have come out of very stressful times. You have overcome a lot of obstacles, a lot of like being in this energy of feeling like the whole world is against you, especially during times where you have needed someone. I feel like a lot of us have went through these huge transformations, right? We have Anubis energy, Ashe to Anubis. So honor yourself. If nobody else does, honor yourself, and all the rest will follow. You will be aligned with people that honor you. Just like I had to learn to honor myself, to give myself pats on the back. The confirmation came when the Most High God and the divine aligned me to have a platform like this, and then come across people in the collective who, just give me encouragement, gives me thumbs up, or they acknowledge what it is that I do. Makes a huge difference. So I want to say thank y'all at this time. I see my other earring. But words of encouragement. Even though this morning was stressful, when something crazy stuff happened, you can look at the last video. I did do a lot of cursing. I was very vulgar with my language, with my mouth. I do not take back what I said. I meant every word that I said, collective. Trust and believe me. There's no doubt about it, no mistakes about it. If I said it, I definitely meant it. And most times we just want to feel safe. Okay. I don't care how many times people have ever told me that they love me, blah, 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 blah. I know I know for sure the people that love me, those are the ones that protect me, whether I know them or not, whether they are hidden helpers or not. The divine, they definitely love me. Anybody that provides you with protection and safety, that is love. That's love to me, at least. Okay. So I just don't want to go back to a place where I'm living constantly in fear. I already know what it's like to be rejected and really have to be your strength, really have to be the one to look in the mirror and tell yourself that you can go on, you will go on, and you will make it. So when incidences like the one that happened this morning, when that happens, I'm not going back. Okay. Don't go back, collective. Up and forward, or forward and upward, however you would like to think of it or say. Okay. So let's get into some encouraging words. This is from my clarifying life situations. I want to get in, I want to stay in this good energy. There has been some beautiful, beautiful energy out here. You know, we've been popping our shit on here and stuff, collective. I didn't do last night's read. I fell asleep on the couch. Your girl's just feeling a bit under the weather. So I sleep a lot when I'm not feeling well. So I've just been trying to like reserve the energy that I do have to go into like my healing zen zone moments and stuff. And so yes, I have been lazing around all day. You know, I wash the dishes. Dishes are back in the sink. I don't know. They probably gonna stay there. I'm serious. I don't even feel like watching them. But nonetheless, let's get into some beautiful messages for this Sunday ride day. Okay. So the first card, well, this was the card at the bottom. These were cards that I pre-pulled or pre-shuffled and pre-pulled. Okay. So we're gonna go through them. I can't remember what the lineup looks like, but it's a beautiful message. That's what I do know. Spirit is saying for us to enjoy the journey, collective, enjoy the journey. Remember everything that you love. Cherish whatever feelings that you felt. If it was pain, cherish that it was pain. It was painful. It hurt. It still hurts, right? But you made it out of it. You're still alive. You've come out on the other side, you know, probably a little wounded. Nine of Wands, getting heavy Nine of Wands energy, but nonetheless, still standing on that one that's holding you up in front of you. That could either be your personal power. That could be your spirit guides, your ancestors. That could be the Most High God. That could be hidden helpers. Whatever that one is that is standing in front of you on that Nine of Wands card that you're holding on to as a crutch. It's not an enabling thing. It's something that was placed into your life. I feel like it's an inner value or inner power or acknowledgement of your inner power. That one wand that stands in front of the person on the Nine of Wands, that's your personal power. That's your inward journey, right? And I feel like that's why this enjoy the journey card came out. It says embrace each moment fully, staying open to new experiences and lessons along the way. And then in this deck, of course, I seen cherish and look, feelings is wait, Cupid just popped out. What we doing, Cupid? Child, Cupid said marriage, Cupid, and clarity. Okay. And there you go. Look, feelings stuck to the bottom. Look, at the bottom of it all, feelings. So acknowledging your feelings. Don't forget to acknowledge your feelings. If it's not, look, Spirit says, yes. They're so funny. They're so funny. So acknowledge and cherish your feelings at the moment and enjoy the journey. You got beautiful things coming up in the energy. I feel like this is going to be like, oh my God, this is the beginning of just a beautiful new journey, a new where we have finally, for the bulk of us, have found ourselves. We are acknowledging ourselves. We are acknowledging every single feeling that we've had, the hurt, the pain, the good, the bad, the ugly, the smiles, the laughter, the joy, the love, the everything, right? Even if that we came to find that whatever love we gave out was not reciprocated, it was still nice to love people, was it not? Did you truly love those people genuinely, authentically? Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. And just because they didn't reciprocate it, or just because they love bombed you, or just because they rejected it, or just because they faked it, don't forget you did it. That was your true, genuine, authentic self. And because of that, you have went through some deep transformative, like it's in here in the deck. I definitely seen the metamorphosis card. So coming out of the cocoon, this is your new journey, your new path, or your destined path. Excuse me, spiritual work. So the first card is rough road. Collective, you have had a very rough road. Prepare carefully before you continue, for it's a long journey ahead. I feel like the journey is behind you. I feel like the journey is behind you. And sometimes it can seem like because we came off a rough road, a rough path, it may the uncertainty of the road ahead of us can sometimes we can project into our future because of where we came from, right? So I'm getting the picture or the scenery in my head. Like, if you've ever driven in the country or in rural areas, like, you know how you take that highway and it's nothing but fields, it's nothing but farmland, and as far as the eye can see, and it's nothing, and it's like, am I ever going to come across a town? Like, the town should be around here, but I don't see it anywhere, especially like coming into this one, right? So you're taking this long journey. It seems like nothing is around, nothing, 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 right? And you can see at a far off distance, you can see the lining of trees and stuff like that. But further ahead, you can see it. It's a little bit blurry, but it's so far out, but it just looks like more nothingness. And eventually you get to the clearing of the trees. You actually make it to the tree lines, the clearing of the trees. And as they clear, you realize there's a whole town sitting in the midst of the clearing of the trees that we could not see because we have spent such a long journey on just desolation, just dry land, just farmland, no buildings, no nothing, no, not another person in sight, right? And so it's hard for us. And so as we're looking ahead of us, we're thinking we've been so long on this road, only seeing these things. It has to be just like this ahead of us, right? Until we make it past the clearing of the trees, right? And then we notice, oh, it's a whole town over here. Okay, I was getting worried. This is what I'm getting with this. Enjoy the journey and rough road. Okay. You have a gate of opportunities coming towards you, or the gate is open. It's not opening, it's open. Okay. So beautiful. And on the other side of that gate, it's water, it's peace, it's serene, it's beaches. I see two people, maybe three, on the sandy beaches. Just enjoy. It's nice. The clouds are big and puffy and fluffy. The sky is very blue and clear. It's a very serene moment, right? The gates have been opened. It took you a long time to get here, collective. So long that the beautiful blue hue of the paint of these gates, it's all worn and weathered. Possibly salt water could be significant. It's all worn and weathered, but nonetheless, you made it. The gate and the gate is open, like freely. It's just open, waiting for you to walk through it. Walk through it, collective. It says, pass through the gate of opportunities wherein new paths unfurl with boundless potential. After your rough road, maybe you have learned to embrace everything that you have been through, good, bad, the ugly. No. Mm-mm. Bye. You can have that. You can have whatever is on the counter. Then we have divine flow. This is giving me the image like on here, as you walk through this gate, see all that water there on that beach, that sandy beach. Imagine yourself walking through this gate, new opportunities, a new journey ahead of you. It's all beautiful. The worst is behind you. You've actually walked through this gate. Now you walk down this steep little, now you've descended onto the sandy beach, but the sandy beach is peace. Descending onto peace. This is the only time that I would use descending in a good connotation. Okay. And then you finally make it to this beautiful, beautiful water. Take a dive in it, collective. Take a dive in it. You deserve it. You know what that water is? Taking that first dive into the divine flow. This is where in this particular part of your life, things will just flow naturally. The hard part is behind you. Enjoy that water. The first time when you go to a beach after you haven't been there for so long, it's a nice, hot, summery day, very sunny. The clouds are all big, puffy, and billowy, right? As far as the eye can see, and there's so much land, so much water, and then there's this blue, almost blue clear crystal water. You can see through it. You can see through the bottom to the bottom of it. You can see the fish. You can see everything. You hear the waves crashing ever so gently in the distance to the side of you. And you just close your eyes and you breathe in, thinking about everything that you went through, everything that you overcame, how strong, how courageous, how resilient you are, you had to be, and that you are. All the hurt, all the pain, everything, you soak it in this deep, deep breath. Take a couple, and then you open your eyes and you remember you're here. You're here. You made it from this to this. Cry tears of joy, collective. I have been. I'm so proud of myself. Now, your girl will still get down and ugly, but I'm proud of myself. Now, as you open your eyes and you realize the worst is behind you, you've earned it. You've earned your way to this spot on this beach in front of this crystal clear water. You acknowledge everything you went through. You acknowledge your feelings about those things, and you acknowledge it. You give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a big self hug. If nobody ever tells you anything, tell yourself. I'll tell you. You are strong, courageous, resilient, mighty, a warrior of the Most High. Trust me. Now jump and dive into it. Just run. You know how you run into the water on the beach, and you just, if you're a swimmer like me, maybe you're diving head first, and not even just swimming, right? You just dive and you allow yourself to sink down into the water and just let the water carry you underneath. You know how you do that? If you've ever been to the beach or even a swimming pool, you know how you dive in that first time and it's the first time you've been in this water. It's the first time that water flow of emotions has ever been so clear, where you see the beauty of things around you. It's no longer that hazy type of water, that desert sand type of water, right? Look, the sun is beaming down through the crystal clear waters as you allow the divine flow, the waters to engulf you. Don't drown. Don't drown, collective. Calm down. Don't drown. Okay. You allow these waters to engulf you. You release the weight of your body and you let the water do the flowing for you as the sun beams down on you, giving you energy. It's the most serene and peaceful feeling that you have felt in a long time. But you have made it here because you deserve it. Nothing less. Divine Flow says, let go of attachment to the outcome and let the universe bring gifts. Ashe. And so may it be, and so it is, because I acknowledge that. I endorse that message. When you make it through these things, you acknowledge what you have been through and you release and you just let things go. The way the Most High God allows things to flow towards you so freely, naturally, it becomes almost like magic. It is, but it's like magic. The way things start just coming towards you, flowing towards you freely without you even hardly trying. And granted, people will be upset that things seem to come to you so easily, collective, but don't let people guilt trip you out of you recognizing the fact that you have made it out of a rough road, off of a rough path, out of a rough life cycle, okay? And that you deserve all the things that are free flowing to you because you have released everything from that rough path, what no longer serves you. So that means that you are open book just waiting to be written. And this time, instead of us trying to take control of writing this book, this is like for those of us that can write without looking. We hear the message, we write the message, okay? A scribe, okay? But allowing the universe, the divine, to take control of your vessel and write out the messages. Sometimes we don't even, you ever notice how, if you're like me, you write these messages and stuff like this on the index cards, and then you'll go back and read them like, I don't even remember writing that. You were scribing. That is a spiritual gift. But this happens when only when you release the control of your vessel to the divine only, to the Most High God only, and everything comes flowing freely. The messages, the downloads, the writing, the penmanship, everything. It just comes flowingly. The same thing goes for gifts, for your abundance, even the people that you will now meet. And you will just naturally start coming into alignment with all these things. They're just there. They're just coming towards you. It's just like every time you don't even expect it. Every time you're cool, you're copacetic with what you have already received, right? And then here comes something more, and you're like, oh my God, like God is it's too much. Now stay modest, right? Stay, you know, stay modest, stay humble. It's okay. But it's okay to be proud every once in a while. Okay. So don't forget that you deserve it, collective. Whatever is coming towards you in this divine flow is cutting edge. It says, slice through obstacles and carve a path towards your dreams. That's what you have done, collective. Don't let anyone take that from you. Don't let anyone try to downplay what you've been through. They're not in your shoes. Okay. You've had a huge breakthrough. Transformation is all over this place. Nine and ones in transformation, death and rebirth. Okay. Breakthrough says navigate navigate life's many twists and turns with elegance and resilience. What's elegance? Can anybody really define what elegance is? Elegance and grace, divine flow. Elegance and grace is like moving freely. Sort of like the waltz. When we think of like fancy, right? When we think here elegance, we think fancy. So think of the waltz. It has counts because there's all this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, but it's more control. But I'm just saying, like elegance, grace, moving with grace. That's free flowing, how you flow with fluidity. Even men, a man can be elegant, a man can be graceful, and so can a woman, just as much as a woman can be brutish and masculine, right? Real hardcore. That's what I think of water when I hear the words grace and elegance. I have a spirit guide. Mm, I don't really can't tell you guys what dynasty she's from. But she's from a Chinese dynasty, or Asia, I'm gonna say Asiatic dynasty. Very royal, very regal woman. She's very elegant and she's very soft spoken. I make her upset a lot. I do. I do, especially when I'm like ghetto and I mispronounce my words and I curse, I smoke. Oh, she does not like it. Color. She does not like for me to talk with a loud tone. She doesn't even like the hand motions, although she's okay with this. Okay. So I love her. I have so much respect for her. She is the most strongest and courageous, graceful, elegant woman I have met in my spirit guides. Now there are others. There are the more hoity-toity kind, you know. And they differed widely from this particular spirit guide. She's very graceful. She is the one that told me, um, now when you get a husband, she said, remember this. A wife, she says, when a wife chooses to argue with her husband, she has already failed to prove her point and lost the argument because there should be none. Because how did she put it? She said, this is the art of war. This is her specialty in the art of war. Grace, beauty, and elegance. Not raising your voice, not having to fight, and not even having to argue nor debate your points. Silence can be a woman's greatest weapon. Silence and elegance, grace. How she tries to describe it to me is if a husband and wife have a disagreement, the husband being a man, the moment that the wife chooses not to argue, she just simply agrees. She shows her fragility. This is how she's explaining it to me. She shows her fragility, and that even though the husband knows the wife is right, because this typically, if an argument ensues, the wife is always right, but she doesn't want me to debate that. Okay. She says the moment that the woman becomes quiet or silent and chooses not to argue and simply nods, she says the husband in his masculinity, he recognizes that that I don't know how to explain it because I wrote it down. I wrote it down in somewhere. I wrote it down. Okay. But it allows for the husband to have a respect for the woman's delicacy, for her, not so much as staying in her place, but simply just not choosing not to engage in arguments. She said arguments are men's thing, are men is that's a man's place to argue, okay? Or debate. Women can debate too. And this is just one spirit guide's perspective, but in so many ways. But that is art of war. She says she has won many battles against men like this. Now, don't think of her as being manipulative. She is just basically teaching me the beauty in being graceful and sometimes quiet and soft spoken. I'm still learning how to be soft spoken. I have a big, loud mouth and voice. Okay. Well, she wants me to know this. There are many art forms in the art of war. And it always depends on our opponents. I guess this will be how she is explaining it to me. This would be the same equivalent of letting your enemies dig their own graves. Not that the husband and wife are enemies. No, they are mere partners. Okay. Anyways, but letting them dig their own graves simply by staying still, not seeking revenge, not attacking irrationally or attacking, period, but simply staying still and sometimes even quiet. People always defeat themselves on their own. You simply do nothing. This is a part of Buddhist teachings as well. So I highly, very much so, respect this particular spirit guide. I have to work with her more on my elegance. She doesn't like when I sit, and sometimes I sit with my legs open. She does not like that. So she wants me to at least sit with my legs or my feet cross. She wants me to cross the ankles, not the legs. She said crossing the legs is for whores. I'm sorry, y'all. I crossed my whole leg, so I didn't know this, but she says that's for whores. However, a lady crosses at the ankles, sits up with her back straight, her chin poked out slightly, parallel to the floor. Child, I guess she's giving me etiquette. She's been giving me etiquette classes and stuff. So, and just in the way that a woman, a graceful woman, a delicate woman walks so gracefully, so delicately, almost as if to glide across the floor seamlessly, you know, it's the same thing with the divine flow. A woman, a woman especially, okay, no offense to the LGBTQ plus XYZ, um, and all other acronyms. I'm not saying that. It's whatever you choose to identify. Everyone should have elegance and a level of grace in class. Okay. But she says a woman's voice, demeanor, the way she walks, the way she talks, the way she acts, it should all flow gracefully, just like water, where things just are. They just come naturally. You flow into the next movement naturally. This is a part also of Tai Chi. Okay. Some people like Qigong, but Tai Chi, you know, there's this stepping out, pushing out of, if you do Tai Chi, there's this stepping out, push, pull, and then there's the parting. But we're going to leave that there. We're going to table that for later times, right? So, metamorphosis mirage, okay? It says embrace the tender transition. You're funny. Didn't I just say flowing, free flowing, or moving so gracefully like water, where you flow from one step to the next? You flow from one movement and into the next with ease, with that's grace. Okay. Embrace the tender transition between past forms and future possibilities, as illuminated by the transformative butterfly. So this is the same concept. She's so beautiful. I love her so much. She's so beautiful. I let her do my makeup the other day. Now, um, certain older Asian cultures, like, baby, I love the makeup, especially those of a geisha. But with the geisha, they even move very petitely, very gracefully, delicately on their toes. Child. So I guess it's time for me to take me a couple of, not a couple, but a lot of etiquette classes. Even my girls, even my sons, everyone should have etiquette. So that is definitely on my not bucket list, because bucket, you throw things in a bucket. That is definitely on my divine flow list in this new chapter. It's actually, what do you call it? The prelogue in the book, the preface, the prelude. Not so much. Prelude is more of an introduction, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, like that. Let's just say my list is like that. So etiquette is definitely top three. Etiquette. Anywho, collective. So as you flow into this, as you come out of your cocoon and flow freely into this new chapter, right? You are doing so with clarity, crystal, well, the crystal of clarity, which means you have a very clear view. Again, divine flow. See how clear, crystally clear that water is? It states, illuminate your path with openness and insight, readying yourself for a newfound inner and understanding of content. When you flow also with the divine flow, you are always ready. Did you know that, collective? When you allow yourself to the divine to just flow through your life and bring whatever it is they need for you to have, and you just go with the flow, you are already ready for anything, for everything. You will flow into these newfound things so easily, so naturally, almost as if you just manifested into that new thing, place, whatever it is. That's how it feels when you're in the divine flow and you just allow the divine to work on your behalf and bring things to you. You get to be in a point of time, you get to be, you get to a point of time in your life where manifest, you having to use intention to manifest is no longer necessary. You get to the point where you no longer need to think to manifest. It just is. It just is. This is what it feels like to be in the divine flow. Usually still when we're coming out of whatever we've been through, or we've come out of it and now we're trying to get to a place of solitude, a place of stability, get our money back right. We know with this newfound high vibrational energy, this abundant energy, we can use that energy with intent to manifest the things that we want. And that's a beautiful thing and gift in itself. But then when you ascend above that, you get to a state of free flowingness where you no longer have to use your abundant high vibrational energy with intent to manifest. You allow that energy to stew within you. You reserve it. And then you just are still and you say to source, to the divine flow, I'm an open book. Do with me as you will. And when I say you reserve all of your energy for other things, this be like enjoying these newfound things. Anyways, when I say when you get to that point and things flow to you freely, you don't even have to move. You don't even have to think about it. You don't even have to think, what's next? What will I do next? How will I do this next? You won't have to. Things will just come and you'll be like, oh, I didn't even know I needed that. But since it's here, I will use all of this reserved energy within myself to partake in this newfound gift from the divine. It's quite, it's quite peaceful. Like it's so freaking beautiful. And I know I'm being corny right there. Don't worry, collective. We're corny over here. If you're not comfortable with being all corny and mushy, I am. You better get used to watching me because I am. Okay. Let me know when y'all get there, okay? The level of it's a high. It's like really a high. Like, let's go on. You sought the truth. We have clarity, crystal of clarity, seeing things how they are, not as you would have them. This is acceptance of the things external of you and the things internal of you. And you sought the truth. And with clarity, you found the truth. It cleared your vision even more. It allowed you to go into the state of metamorphosis. It allowed you to break through the cocoon. And that breakthrough that you had was so cutting edge that it bursted open every single gate, window, and door that was closed to you or was seemingly closed to you. Is every door is open. This is also a part of being in the divine flow when you just are. Every single door, window, even the cracks, the crevices, they are just simply all open. There's no more shutting. Hell, the doors don't even exist. They have been snatched off the hinges, the panes in the window, glasses, the pane of glass in the windows, they don't exist. It's just openings to everything, even the smallest cracks and crevices to opportunities, right? That you thought you would never come across, that you thought you would never have. Literally everything is open. And then you just flow. You allow divine to just carry you and flow you through every gate, every window, every crack and crevice. And oh my God, this is why they're saying you enjoy the journey more. Like it's fun to swim, right? It's fun to swim, but it's so much more zen and peaceful when you just dead float, yay or nay. When you can, if you can dead float, it's not an easy thing because a lot of people don't know how to let go of their body weight or release, right? But when you can dead man float in the water, oh my God. Oh my God, you just let the water carry you away. I'm corny, y'all. What do y'all want? I'm corny. And I curse like a sailor. Isn't that something? I will get it together. Apologies. I'm just want to have fun. And she is not a joker either. She finds that very manly. The way that I am sarcastic. Oh, she does not like that. That's why she's always there. I rarely call on her unless I really, really need to. The situation calls for me to be just silent and still and graceful and reserve my energy, right? She doesn't like that I talk fast. She doesn't like that I talk so much. Oh, she is very different. Very much so. Very much so. Seek truth. So you sought the truth, collective. Embrace clarity as revelations unfold. Keep an open mind for answers, illuminate the path to inner and overstanding. It says understanding, but we know that I don't use that. Collective, what is Lube? Lube? I don't be knowing what these things are that she says. I mean, I do energetic wise, but mm, feather of hope. When I think of feathers, I think of weightlessness. When I see this white, I see purity. I see innocence. I see a graceful, delicate thing. It says, grasp the feather of hope. A delicate, look, I cannot make it up. If you want to know, I was not reading the words. I was looking at the picture. A delicate symbol of upward promises and an uplifting future. And also, same equivalent to divine flow. Imagine a feather floating, just flowing in the wind. Same equivalent to those of you that are air signs. And this would be more for the people who need to allow their thoughts to just flow freely. You may be a free writer, okay? Same equivalent to being a free thinker, but you may be a scribe. Somebody definitely could have the spiritual gift of being a powerful scribe. And this requires for you, your mind, your thoughts to flow freely, or for you to release control of your own thoughts to allow the divine to give you major downloads. Take control of your vessel and just you free write, you free flow. There is a reader that is a free writer. I'll share to her and blessings and peace to her as well. So I don't know why I'm arranging these cards this way. Collective, I'll have to show you guys. So, Meadow of Moments here. So, remember, I said like dead man float? Same thing. You could be an earth sign. You may need to allow yourself to release control of your vessel entirely. You may be very hard when you walk. You may be very mechanical when you walk. It's time to come out of that. Although you are grounded, I'm not saying anything is wrong with you. Loosen up a bit. Not loosen up in the way where you're uncalculated, right? Because a lot of earth signs are very calculated, right? Even air signs as well. Yeah, we have water, we have air, we have earth here, meadow of moments. Bask in the meadow of moments where presence blossoms in the simplicity of the now. So living in the present moment. This is, I definitely could be talking to a Virgo possibly, but an earth sign nonetheless, but giving me heavy like earth signs where they're very calculated, they're very controlled, they're very stealthy, they're very precise, but that has to do with a lot of control. Hi, Alyssa. Hi, elevations. So if you're an earth sign, you're being called to release control of your body where your movements aren't so mechanical, so calculated, so thought, thought about so much, right? Just flow and watch how freely like everything that you plan or mapped out in your mind of how things should go, they're going to come to you easier. And this is for my earth signs, okay? You may find it easy to do this if you start doing stuff like planting. If you get a little garden, you can start like planting your own little garden. This allows you to loosen up so you won't be so mechanical in your limbs and in your body, and you'll free up the energy. And everybody doesn't have to do this. And this is for people that want to get away from that. They're finding that you want to transform out of that. This will loosen up the energy in your body if you are an earth sign, because we know what earth signs are renowned for, right? They're very, like they have a specific walk, a specific way they do things, a specific way they move, but loosen up some. So gardening may be something you need to do. Maybe you need to go frolic in a field of lilies or something. I don't know where you are. Just try it, okay? To be a way that you could do that. You're a Capricorn, Alyssa. Are you so Alyssa? Tell me how you walk. Do you walk very? Do we? Listen, and I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm just being serious. Like, have you found that your walk is very like not mechanical, but very much so like you always checking your walk. You always seeing if you're walking perfectly, if you're standing a certain way, if you hold your body a certain way. That's what I mean by mechanical. Like you have to be like very like almost to a point where it's awkward, right? Almost to a fault where it's kind of awkward, right? You're always checking yourself, how you stand, how your clothes look, how your stance, your poise, your position, is my back straight? Listen, I didn't say it, the car said it. So you may find yourself being able to release all of that, to allow more energy to flow through yourself by gardening. You can go and plant a few flowers, a few, whatever it is that you may need to do, something that allows you to just kind of like get yourself dirty. You don't calculate really getting in the dark garden, getting on your hands and knees and getting dirty. I know that's not a Capricorn like thing, but it's about doing something different to release all the mechanicalism in your body, in your limbs, in your neck, in your shoulders, right? This allows for the pressure points to releasing so much tension from the pressure points. And you got a lot of energy built up in there that you can use and kind of harness within you and put it on reserve for the things that are about to come into your life. So that's just opinion solely, okay? And I don't really, this is just coming to me, okay? I'm being told about the signs as I go. But I guess I'm trying to help people focus on a different signs, get into the divine flow in different ways. Like as a fire sign, how does a fire sign get into the divine flow? You know what I mean? Like fire itself, it burns so freely in itself, right? Yeah, your shoulders are tense when you walk because you try to be you like to be put together, well put together. You can't go out looking any kind of way. You don't want to look crazy. You don't want to be caught off guard looking crazy, slumping over. So as a Capricorn, as an earth sign, you may find yourself always like fixing yourself, always. That causes tension. So, you might want to look into a couple of ways to just kind of loosen up or something. Tai Chi may be good for you. Okay. I don't know. Suggestions only, opinions and suggestions. Child, I got you laughing. But that's good. It's good that you're laughing. Okay. So next we have Valley of Shadows. Ooh. Step into the enveloping valley of shadows. Here, fears are faced, and the courage is forged in dimly lit paths. I feel like this is where a lot of us started, collective, in the valley of shadows. You see this little bit of light? Remember, I talked about our paths, right? And we walked through a valley this dark. It's so long, it's so deep, it's so narrow. It's so unlit, but we can see light ahead, but it seems a far distance off. But everything here is desolate. It's cold. It's dry. It has no sense of hope besides this light here. But the light is so far off, it seems as if this darkness in the valley, it will never end. And eventually we reach the light, right? We reach the light and we think, oh, we finally made it, right? Is this not how our life has gone? But the journey was not quite finished then. We still had a ways to go. We still had work to do on ourselves, right? So as we come out of that valley and emerge into this light, we come into this. It's like, ah! And so because we've been on this tumultuous, dark, unlit, and then lit and still deserted, desolate, dry, treacherous path, right? We see that's all we think of. This is where we came from, and then we emerged into the light, and then it was just more of this. At least there's light, but still we see no end to what we are going through, right? No end. And eventually, just when we think ahead of us is going to be nothing but this, we emerge into this, the gate of opportunity. And as we step through that gate, as I said, for those of you that just tapped in, as we step through that gate, the gate's already, by the time we make it through all this, we're not going to have to get to the door and the gate and not put a code in, use a key to unlock it. It's already open for us. It's already open for us. Trust me. It's already open. And then we get to just go down to the beach, the sandy beaches, and dive deep into the water and release everything that we have accumulated on these dark, desolate roads, these deserted pathways, right? These pathways that hilly and rocky and dry and little or no resources and water or vegetation or life or anything, right? Not even a safe place to sit, take a rest, be peaceful, or sleep, right? We do fall asleep on any of these paths in the past. We always sleeping with one eye open, can't trust anything, can't trust anyone. Mirages are there, can't trust what we see. But eventually we make it through. When we think that there is no end, this is the precipice when we have that change, right? This is where they talk about the precipice of change. And I spoke when I was talking on my live the other night, I was talking about this. And this is the God cycle. This is the cycle of incline, decline. But the decline is nothing other than if we are the ball, if we are the ball, the decline would be nothing but allowing us as the ball to gain inertia. So by the time we make it to the lowest point, we have enough energy built up from the decline. This is change. This is the precipice of change, right before that ball drops over the edge, right? But as we are going down, 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 the ball rolls, it gains momentum. Do we not? When we go downhill, we go faster, right? So this would be us. This is the precipice of change right before we go on the decline, but the decline is just us gaining all the momentum in order to change and pick up speed here. Whoop, right on back to the incline. And so this is the journey that a lot of us have come out of, right? So now we're on the incline. For those of us that have made it out of the valley, off of the rough road, and walked through the gates of opportunities. And now we have immersed ourselves. We have entered into the divine flow and immersed ourselves into the flow of just being and allowing the Most High God and the divine to do it for us. It's a beautiful feeling, guys. Winds of fortune here. Winds of fortune. A lot of water here. A lot of desert and water. Ooh, but this is a beautiful one afterwards. Okay, so winds of fortune says, allow the winds of fortune to guide your sails. Same thing, free flowing, divine flow. You could be an air sign. I could be talking to an air sign. You may need to let your hair down, right? You may need to let your hair down and just allow things to flow. Maybe you're very put together as an air sign, like very, very put together, like very militant almost, right? Very militant. You may keep your hair slicked back and up into a tight, neat bun and stuff. Not a single hair can be out of place and stuff like that, like getting air, thoughts. At every moment, you're thinking about perfection. You're thinking about balance. You're thinking about tidiness too. That's what I'm getting. Very tidiness. But it says you need to allow the wind to guide you. So let your thoughts guide you instead of you guiding your thoughts. Heavy air sign here. Heavy air sign. And I know people are like, well, what do you mean? Well, we control our thoughts. But how about when we release entirely our vessels, mind, body, soul, spirits, right? We release that to the Most High God. Don't release your body to no demons, y'all. Don't be letting nobody come tell you, I am God in the flesh and I want you. No, that's Salah. That's Salah. We're talking about to source, okay? But allowing them to work on your behalf through you. You get what I'm saying? So you can reserve more energy. So as an air sign, you guys are all about thinking. Very well calculated when it comes to the thoughts. Like you think about something, you map it out, you know how to do it, you know how to get there. You may be very good at evaluations, at as a data analyst. You may be very good with numbers as well as an air sign. Very well, much so like but also you can overthink to the point where you have headaches You can overthink to the point where that tight, neatly pulled bun, it becomes too tight, but you don't want it to be out of place. You got to have it together. And so you may suffer from a lot of headaches, migraines here and in here. This is because you are trying too hard to control your thoughts, as opposed to releasing the need to do that and allowing the thoughts, the downloads to flow into you, which will allow everything that you thought that you could like map out or calculate or study or just pinpoint. This is error, pinpointing things. Instead, you let the divine do more of the downloads, the thinking for you. And the thoughts will come to you better. They will come to you free flowing. They will come to you like this. Like if there ever was a problem for an air sign, they would think of a million ways to fix that problem, right? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, they would think of a million ways to fix that problem, to control it, to project or foresee all the problems that could arise and stuff. And they typically end up having a lot of migraines. A lot of air signs I have found to have very, very strong facial features because of how much they think, are squinting. They may have this frown lines or squint right here, very much so thinkers, right? But they want to control everything, the outcome of everything, the air signs, right? And this is not necessarily a bad thing. It's because, you know, they have a plan and they want to be able to meet the goals of that plan, and they want things to work out smoothly, and they want to be able to foresee every problem. And problems will still arise even when they're in control, and they do this with themselves, their lives, and even people around them, right? Problems still even come to arise with air signs, and then they get real frustrated. And that's why all the extra overthinking and all the squinting and all the headaches and a lot of air signs, quite a few air signs could wear glasses too. You got real problems with your visions as well. Listen, I have not studied now zodiac sign. Okay, definitely channeling. Anyways, because as I'm talking about the air signs, all of this right here, right up in here, try see, it's like all their pain, their migraines, everything is triangulated right up in here with these air signs, right? And it's all up in here all of a sudden, like all of a sudden, as soon as I start talking about the air signs. But air signs, you're being urged to release the need to think out everything and overthink, right? Allow your thoughts to flow freely. You will then come to find that your problems, the problems that arise, are simply there because you won't relinquish control of your thoughts. You won't release control of trying to map out and pinpoint and fix every single thing that could arise. It's impossible because the possibilities are endless, because numbers are endless. You never know what could arise. But when you allow the divine to take over your mind, your thought process, the solutions to things comes clearly, and you will find that you have little to no problems when you do this. Relinquishing control of the thought process, not you thinking, but your thoughts flowing freely into you where it just is. Air signs, winds of fortune, right? I don't think I finished it, but I'll read it over. It says, allow the winds of fortune to guide yourselves, maneuvering through life's opportunities and challenges with adaptability. See, that's the word, adaptability. See, yes, we all can be very adaptable, but air signs especially, because they think a lot and they tend to overthink. So when they think that they can foresee whatever it is that may arise because they've already thought a million things that could arise, right? Instead, those problems, they no longer arise. You no longer run into any obstacles, any problems when you allow your thoughts to flow freely. You're going to notice this. Yeah, if you just, I'm not giving advice, I'm strictly channeling at this time. Okay. But we have a beautiful desert with fantasy land. Now, this could be the same thing. This is where you came from. Maybe with this in this newfound chapter of our lives, we can go back to the places that once looked like this, right? That's because we were going through things. That's because we needed to learn something along the way. We needed to be by ourselves, right? And once we go through these gates, these open doors, these open windows, these newfound opportunities in the free flow of things, right? And we go back to these same places that once seemed desolate. Now maybe they seem more like this, collective. They seem more like a fantasy land, like, huh? And then you look at yourself with a sort of pride, with a lot of confidence, but there's a knack for pride there. You know, you look at this place and this, what once seemed like this to you, it now seems like this. You know why? Because now I overcame that. And that wasn't shit. Now that I look at it, I can't believe I really thought that was like the worst thing ever. Now that I look at it, it's more like this. I actually overcame that, right? You wear glasses, Alyssa. Child, don't we all? I'm not an air sign, but child, look, I wear glasses. Y'all will see me squinting like this, child. Fantasyland says, make sure everyone involved is being realistic and on the same page. So make sure that whatever is coming into your life as well, which I doubt it. I'm gonna have to reevaluate that one. So maybe this is the point of time, like right when things are flowing freely in your life, be sure to still evaluate the external factors like people, okay, that are coming into your life. Evaluate them in such a way where using discernment, did the divine align this person and flow them into my life? Or did this person see that I was in the free flow and they decided to come over here in my lane or on my side of the beach where I'm swimming or dead man floating, and they decided to make a splash to get a notice? So be sure to evaluate people in your life, okay? Because there will still be people who want to come along for the ride. They may still be on their rough road, and they may see you have water and they want some. They're thirsty. Okay. Okay. But you're in a harbor of peace. Enjoy your harbor of peace. This is also giving me free floating. How that boat is sitting there on the water. It's sitting there. It's all tattered, weathered, a little beat up and stuff, a little rusted and stuff. Nonetheless, it's still afloat. So find serene refuge in the peaceful embrace of a gentle harbor, allowing tranquility to still your waters. STILL, still your waters. Seed of potential here. You got a lot of stuff coming. Plant the seed of potential and nurture its sprouting promise with your attention and care. This is that reserved energy when we're no longer in energy where we have to move with intent to manifest. Things just are. They just come, right? This allows us to sustain all this new high vibrational, newfound energy. It allows us to reserve it, right? And this time when we're reserving it, we're going to use it for healing ourselves. We're going to use it for fun now. We're going to use it for enjoying the things that we are being given to in the divine flow. And then we have heart's desires. Yeah. Sing along to your heart's song. I found my heart song. I found it, collective. I found my heart song. Okay, it says, for it knows what you truly want. Yeah, it does. Your heart song is what, if you're in dead man float in the water, these crystal clear waters, right? And you're doing the dead man float or live man float, I say that. And you're just still, you release, your heart is still beating, you're at a peace. The rhythm of our hearts, when it is at peace, our mind, body, souls, and spirit is at peace. It sends out a call. This time it's not so much of a clarion call, but it's a call, divine, I'm in the flow. I'm in a place of serenity, tranquility, right? And I'm open to you. This is how they know. Your heart speaks to the divine, to source. Your heart does. But only when it's at a state of peace and it sends out that signature or signal that I'm at peace, I released, and I'm open. Do with me as you will, right? Only then will the source know that you are ready for things to come to you freely without you having to intentionally manifest. Things just come, they just are. You just are. That is one of, this is kind of the state where you get to when you're more so heading towards ascended mastery or you're there. Inner vision, cut through the fog of confusion with your power of discernment. I said that with this whole fantasy land, and your discernment will be off the charts. Any type of splash, any ripple, you'll know that that person, place, or thing is there with the intent to ride your flowing wave. So be careful and be mindful, or mindless, however you would like to take it. Scales of balance, okay? You're entering into a place of balance as well. Heavy water here. Seek equilibrium in love and career, harmonizing your inner scale to weigh decisions with both heart and mind. That's a peaceful thing, to have a career and love what you do. Man, then money flows freely, your business takes off. When you love what you do, that's equivalent to free flowing or divine flow. This allows you to scope. This has allowed us to scope ourselves, collective. This has molded you or sculpted you into, it says, shape the sculpture of self, honoring the perpetual act of forming and expressing identity. And you see, two colors, right? But nonetheless, still a part of the same person. This is balancing our light and our dark, knowing that they are neither good nor bad, nor are they different. They are simply one of the same on the same body with different purposes, right? And this is giving me like the organs, like the heart, like every organ has its specific purpose. If we let them do what it needs to do, it will do it at its optimal best. But we also must, on the other hand, we must feed our bodies, our organs, proper hydration, proper nutrition in order for them to do what they need to do for the optimal best of the entire body. This allows our bodies to be in more of the divine flow, at a place of releasing less tension. So you may be being called to look into your nutrition, balance out your nutrition here. Pumpkin seeds or pumpkin seeds oil could be significant for you. Okay, baked kind, you can buy the store-bought kind, I guess, maybe more of the organic kind, pumpkin seeds. I don't know, that just came to me. You may be being called to consume pumpkin seed oil. I don't know. I've never really, there are benefits. Collective, you may want to look up the benefits of consuming organic pumpkin seeds. Okay. I think you can find organic pumpkin seed oil in a capsule form, maybe a quick release or in a dual release. I don't know, child. I've never really looked into pumpkin seed or pumpkin seed oil, but there are some nutritional benefits for someone out there in the collective. I'm getting that heavy. I can even see the seed. Its flatness. You want to make them, put a little bit of salt on them, bake them in the oven for, I don't know how long, you don't bake them very long and stuff, but the pumpkin seeds are delicious. Kind of hard to crack the flat shell though. So, usually when we scoop out, we make our jack-o'-lanterns and we cut open the pumpkin and we scoop all the guts out. We usually take the seeds and set them to the side. We wash them. We let them dry out a little. We salt them and stuff, and then we put them in the oven and stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, slow climb. You're climbing nonetheless, collective. It's a slow climb. It says you are getting there one steady step at a time with a little bit of effort. Child, I gotta go to the eyeglass doctor. I've been neglecting my eyes for long enough. And yes, y'all, I have astigmatism, so I definitely wear glasses. So look, with the recovery comeback, you hear me? Collective. Minor setback for a major comeback. Find strength in healing as each step forward renews hope and paves the way for a triumphant resurgence. What are we resurging from? What are we emerging from? Coming out of this is like a baptism, okay? Like a baptism. Somebody may have just went and got baptized. Somebody may be thinking about going to get baptized. If that's what makes you feel whole, new, or it feels like this is the part to complete this new profoundness, this new metamorphosis and transformation that you have had, if you feel like a step that you need to take is getting baptized, go do that, okay? Definitely go do that. Also, do your research on who's baptizing you, the hands that are touching you, okay? But I feel like I don't need to tell you that, do I? I don't need to tell you what to do. You don't like being told what to do, whomever you are. I apologize. You don't like being told what to do, but you know to do your research. After all this hard work, you're not just going to let anybody baptize you, surely. Good job. Good job. Good way of using your fucking discernment, okay? I'm sorry, Gwenda. I'm sorry. Let me do it. I'm acting like Stewart. Okay, don't get upset with me. Don't get upset with me, okay? I have to be very serious with her. She does not play that. So apologies. I promise. Apologies. Grove of Unity. Somebody can have dreads. Somebody in the collective, you can have dreads. You can have freeform dreads. People can tell you look like your dreads make you look like Goku. Raizu. What? Who's Raizu? I don't know who that is. Raizu? Raizu? Who is that? Anyways, you could be Jamaican or Caribbean. My condolences and thoughts and prayers go out to you if you are Jamaican from the Caribs, possibly from Belize, possibly from Hawaii as well. You may be Tongan, you may be Samoan, you may be Tongan, heavy Tongan with dreads, you know. If you know, you know. You definitely could be Hawaiian with dreads, or Tongan or Samoan. Take it as it resonates. People don't know that there is a separation in those. They are one and the same, but one is more like Afro-Asiatic. I guess that would Tongans would be considered Afro-Asiatic Hawaiian. Because I heard Papu, not Papa, but Papu or Papua. Okay, Papua or Papu. It says Grove of Unity. You may be one of several brothers. What's Nawa? Nawa. It says bind energies in the unified sanctuary of the grove. The grove could be significant. Some type of grove of trees could be very significant. You could have grown up in foster care, been a part of a lot of foster children. It says fostering interconnected harmony among all beings. But shouldn't that be amongst all beings? Okay, fine. I'm just saying it should be amongst all beings. You definitely could have grown up in Hawaii in foster care or with foster parents. There were a lot of y'all, several of y'all. Y'all all could be of Hawaiian Samoan or Tongan descent, but I also am hearing somebody is Belizean as well. Still, my heart goes out to those in Jamaica. Many peace and blessings and protection for you all. Safety as well, Ashe. So mote it be and so it is. Somebody told you that your dreads make you look like you went rogue. I don't know who says that, but you have maybe like a actual brother, a half brother, or a foster brother that says things to you like this. His name could be Aiden or Aaron or Ian, Ian, Aien, Aien, Ian. I don't know. You know, people have different names and stuff. You definitely could be a freeform dreadhead. Hmm. You could also be Tamanu or Taino. You could be Taino. You may use Tamanu oil in your hair, in your free forms. You may need to use Tamanu air in your free form. You surely don't like being told what to do. Let me quit because you do not like being told what to do. You know, you already know. Whoever I'm picking up on your energy, you already know. So, apologies, sir. Don't let me put my foot before your mouth, but good job. I mean, I don't need to tell you that, but you know, you got this. You got this. Okay. You got this. You could be going to get the baptism though on the beach. Baptism. Beautiful thing. I want to go to Hawaii. I've never been to Hawaii, at least as far as I know. I definitely would like to go. I definitely will be going. Leave a couple of recommendations in the comment section, collective. Good places. I really don't like if I you know when I visit on any vacation, I don't go to tourist spots. Okay, so just so we know that I don't go to tourist spots like ew, that's so unoriginal. Like it's not exciting. Tourist spots, really? No, I want to go where the locals are at, like the locals. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm not gonna mess around and get kidnapped. I'm definitely not. Okay, higher wisdom. Somebody here is a learner. Somebody loves to read books. Okay. Somebody may wear glasses or somebody may you are very high society, high standard, hoity toity, I would say. You may wear a monocle. Okay. Is it called a monocle? It's called a monocle. You may wear that. You may like to look at old books. You may be an antiquer. You may, what do you call it? It's not even an antiquer. It's not a pawn shop. It's a person that collects very old items. You authenticator. You're an authenticator. You authenticate old documents, books, coins, paint, artwork, very old things, old clothing, old things. You authenticate them. Okay. You authenticate them. You inspect them for authentication, also for age, also for value, also for exquisiteness, mint condition things. You are this is what you do for a living. You are very knowledgeable in this, in what you do. It says explore options, learn what you can, and expand your horizons. You may have come into a very old book. It may have old writing in a language that you have not come across, or that only a select few have been lucky enough to come across. This book is very, very, very delicate. You could have found it in some type of binding package or bag, a bag of some sort, but allowed the pages to be reserved. But although it's still old and quite a few of the pages are stuck together, so you're steaming the pages to try and delicately pull them apart as to not destroy the words. This is very ancient writing. This is very not even ancient writing. This could be like Sanskrit. You could have found like old Sanskrit writings in a book, a leather leaflet book, a scroll, or something like that. It's something where you have to delicately pull old pages. Yeah. Go give Nyla the phone. I mean, if y'all would just take each other off of blocks, you and Nyla, call on my phone like I'm damn 1-800-collect. Nyla, shoot, you and mom need to take each other off of blocks. She said you do. Sorry, guys. I may not need to say more until you know more. This is very valuable. This also can be a higher knowledge, higher wisdom instruction manual written in Sanskrit. That is what I am getting. Okay. You're definitely not an archaeologist, although you have been to very secret and or private archaeological sites that are not known to the public sector. You have really made a name for yourself in the ancient artifacts and stuff that you have observed, that you may have even restored. You could be a restorer of ancient textbooks, artifacts, coins, jewels. You have something that you found with a crest on there as well. Some kind of crest. I don't know what kind of crest it is. People should know what a crest is. Okay, it's like a symbol of royalty, and every royal lineage would have their own crest, their own it's like a seal. They would have their own crest, their own symbol. Symbol. Symbol is there. It's not there, but its symbol is there. So Sanskrit. This is a missing addition to something. This is a miss. You okay? Moving on. There is someone that you may need to watch around you. Be mindful of this. To your left, I don't trust him. You don't trust him. Hmm. What is that that smells like pickles and tobacco? Is that the way leather smells when it's old like that? Is this some type of chemical that you're using, pickles and tobacco? It smells like that you use in this thing. It looks like an airbrush gun but it's a steamer for a particular, you don't want to destroy these very delicate pages. There's someone watching you. something about a broken brandy or cognac bottle. And also, I'm getting stonewalling as well. Broken cognac bottle, very old, very old, aged. This could be a scotch or a whiskey. It's brown liquor. It's broken and it's antique. Stone road, stone wall, though. That's what I'm getting. Mm. That's why you don't trust him. Hmm. And you know it was him, don't you? He is untrustworthy. Get rid of him. He comes and stands when you're in your office. He comes and stands in your doorway a lot. Your doorway is to your left hand side, here in the corner. As you do this, but he's here and he's there always. And sometimes you wonder, how long has he been standing there watching you? You wonder if one of these days he's going to knock you over the head or take you out because he's quite creepy. I don't know who he is. Get rid of him. His name could start with a D. His energy is not right. He could have stole this aged brand. And when I say aged, I mean aged. This is the stuff you just sit on the shelf as a trophy. You don't come across these. That is what you do. You have very antique, one of a kind, not even antique. We're talking limited edition would not be the word. It would be, these are things you put in glass cases, never to be touched by human hands or any hands, or even don't breathe on it. Don't breathe on it. And it came up missing. You suspect it's him, and he dropped it. Fucking idiot. Sorry. He stole it and then he dropped it. You could have even found the remnants of this piece of glass, because what I was shown was the top part of the broken bottle. You may hum a lot. And this is what I seen, and I seen it like, y'all, I'm not finna draw this all. And it would have been like this. There would have been, child, don't laugh at my drawing collective. I don't know where you live. You live somewhere where there may be like cobblestone roads or something. Mm, but do not laugh at my drawings. I don't have my art pencils or anything. And then there's like there's very like old English cursive like writing here. There may be a label or something here. And then you have the top and the end of the bottle, and this is all broken here. And mm, but this is what I've seen. Listen, I cannot show you guys this. This is just stupid. I can't. I gotta represent. You know what I mean? But this is what I've seen. It would look more so like how you found the bottle here. You know, this will be the bottle. This will be the broken shards. It was sitting with this part. It was sitting upright or kind of linked to the side. This will be the cobblestone that it was found on, the label. There's cursive writing here. There's a like some type of emblem or seal here. The seal could be like, it kind of reminds me of like the color of the Hennessy label, but not quite. Of course, the bottle looks better than this, but guys, don't laugh at my drawing. I'm gonna do this quick, okay? And I'm gonna get out of it, get out of the energy. But this person, keep him away from you. Spirit say that is wise counsel, okay? Wise counsel is here, okay? Somebody here could be a genius, Thomas Edison, like, okay? You could like to invent, you could like to work with electricity. Why am I channeling this like this now? It's so not fair. It's so not fair. It says, wise counsel, seek guidance from trusted friends or mentors to help you along. Are we leaving this energy? We definitely are. We're in new worlds. So I see new worlds. I'll pick this up, put it down. I didn't even recognize I did that. We're back there. I thought I just set those cards. We have new worlds. So moving on to to a different energy. Somebody's name is Thomas. Somebody's name definitely could be Thomas, but it doesn't have to be Thomas Edison, okay? Somebody's name is Thomas. You had a light bulb moment recently. I don't know what that means, like etch and sketch. I don't know what that means. New worlds. You could be an architect, a designer of buildings, communities. You could draw like I did. Y'all just gonna free flow me right into the next one, aren't you? Y'all see the free flow? Do you see when you just let the divine take over? Anyways, you could very much so be like an architect, a drawer of communities, a builder of new worlds. You are set. This is your mission. This is your divine path to be a designer, possibly an architect. That's what I keep getting. Very good at blueprints and stuff like that. Very good at design of buildings and stuff. Where we're not just talking about, our modern designs and stuff. We're talking about high technology designs, architecture. Okay. The things using free flowing, zero gravity energy. Yeah. And update in electrical usages. We're talking about updated high tech cities. This could be maybe in Dubai or something like that. They have, and this could be somewhere in Japan also. A new tech like city and stuff, smart cities. You could be a designer of smart cities. You may be on the autistic spectrum. Jesus. Yeah. You may be a little bit on or diagnosed to be slightly on the autistic spectrum when you were younger. Because the way this chair feels in my hands, me rubbing it, this is a sign that sometimes that autistic people may do, especially children, but autistic people nonetheless. My son, I think he's on the spectrum. We're still having him go through a series of tests, but the way that I am rubbing my hands on the fabric of this chair, it is bringing me so much peace. Like this could be like your when you are triggered for whatever reason, you could like to rub on specific fabric. It makes you feel not so numb. Oh, my hands feel so tingly right now. Oh, yeah, you definitely.
transformer car. Baby, when I say, this came out, but it's fine. Anyways, when I say that's all that's what he loves. He loves blocks, he loves building, he loves transformers. Are you going to be somewhere in aerospace dynamics or something, son? Are we going to do reverse engineering with aerodynamics, or what we doing here? What we do? He likes to build. Okay, he likes to build. You here, you could be a builder. You could be set to be the new builder of the new earth or new world. Okay, this says new world. There are many more things for you to discover, so don't give up. You, like I said, you could be someone that gets very frustrated when a certain design does not come out on paper as you envision it, or maybe they start designing it, or they start building whatever these structures are that you draw out as you envision them, and maybe it's the people, the builders, that don't build it exactly to the T of the design, like to the T it has to be, and this can make you really, really upset, and it can make you frustrated because now it is out of your control because something is messed up, and if one little bitty thing is out of place or messed up, then your design is shit. I don't know. I'm sorry. It's not me. And you get really frustrated, and you may have to calm down like this. You may have to rub different fabrics. You have to rub stuff that is very textured, okay? And breathe, and breathe, and breathe. Whew. And when you get upset, you get real hot. You get really, really hot. Definitely may have been diagnosed as autistic, but you are extremely intelligent, very talented. You very well could be a part of like smart city builders. Whew. Came out of your energy. I'm coming out of your energy. Again, stone is significant. Stonehenge, you may have visited there. You may be very much so fascinated by statues. Again, there is a particular ancient site. The stones there are known to have different densities to them, where some are very big, they're megalithic even, but they have hollow sounds to them. These stones give off, each stone gives off its own frequency, which if they are utilized right, in a right form or combination, then you can make anything around it float, particularly stones, okay? This could be like somebody trying to revamp an ancient site like that and make it more modern using the already highly advanced technology that is there. And this person, you, whomever I'm picking up on, you have already decided or made designs that is supposed to keep the naturalness, the natural monuments, the natural carvings, the natural rock and columns of the ancient site, but build around it using its own frequency. And somebody fucked up your design, didn't they? It's just something small. It's just something small. It's something small. I feel like it can be fixed. You have this energy, these frequencies of this ancient site at your disposal. You're trying to build around it so much as to not disturb the predated naturalness and everything that it is. You don't want to take away from that. You don't want to cut into that. You don't want to dilute or affect it, and it's out of its natural state, right? So you just want to harness whatever the technology this is to build possibly around it, or you're trying to harness or figure out the technology of what this is to recreate. Spiritual birth, guys. Excuse me. To recreate something like it, or learn to these newer smart tech cities. You want to design a city where you harness the whatever this particular ancient site is. I don't know what it's called. At this site, there is a clip somewhere on YouTube. I'll come right back to it. There's a particular clip on YouTube. A Caucasian girl. She goes to this site. She takes a what looks like a brick, and this one particular stone. It has lines going through it. Each line is like etched into this piece of stone, and it's all the lines are different lengths and stuff. She rubs this, and they're etched deep into this stone. She takes this other single stone in her hand, and she rubs it across these lines and then rubs it back, and they make their own noise, vibration, own frequency, right? This is a highly advanced technology. Someone here, you are an architect, possibly are autistic, okay? We're going to get over that. We've already established it. I don't need to keep saying that because this may be what you say. You get frustrated when people focus on that. That has nothing to do with your gifts, your talent, your vision, okay? And you want to make smart cities utilizing this technology from this particular site. But you don't want to, I don't know what it is that you're doing, but somewhere someone messed up something. You feel like it takes away from it's taking, you feel like it takes away this mistake, this whatever this is, takes away from the natural sight. I don't know how else to say it. But you definitely, you may need to seek a second opinion when it comes to contractors, independent contractors. You definitely, this person definitely could have been purposely, I don't want to say that. That may make you extremely irritable. This person may have purposefully sabotaged. But maybe you just need to seek a second opinion. Maybe somebody just oversold themselves in the work that they do, and they're not that great at all. They just want to end on this because they find you to be quite amazing and with your artistic value, okay? They find you to be extremely gifted and an extraordinary visionary. They may have even said that to you. This person just kind of oversold themselves. They really wanted to work with you and they messed something up. This can be you are so frustrated about this. You definitely need to calm down because the way that I got hot, I definitely got hot. Just get a second opinion. It'll be fine. Whatever this, I don't feel like it's that. Let me use my words properly. You have a bit of a temper. Just get a second opinion. It can be fixed. It can be fixed. It can be fixed. Okay? You know what you're capable of. There is no such thing as it's messed up. There's no need to destroy the whole design or you just, I mean, like, give up. Why? Oh, you have a temper on you. You definitely need to control it. You definitely need to control it. Moving forward, it's time for me. I'm getting out of this person's energy. Thank you. Moving forward, child. Moving forward, collective. I had to make sure he was gone because he's mad. Jesus. Going forward, don't dwell on the past, but focus on creating a brighter future. This may have been a message for him, but I had to get out of his energy. So if that read was for someone that watches me and that was you resonated with that part of the message, move forward. It says, don't dwell on the past, but focus on creating a brighter future. Is every card going to be for a different energy? You're going to make fast progress, whoever this person is. Or this could be pertaining to everyone as a whole in the collective. Progress, fast changes are occurring. Are things not changing in our lives in like the blink of an eye now? Remember how we used to wait around and we used to be the ones in this energy sitting like, when is it gonna come? Next week will never come. Next month will never come. And then that comes, and then it's still, life is still not like we wanted it to turn out to be, right? Or what we expected it to be like, or what we expected to be receiving, or how healed we were, or how far along in our journey we were, right? And it seemed like things were moving so slow. But for those of us that are in this divine flow where things just are coming, where we are literally allowing ourselves to be open and susceptible to however the divine sees fit to have us on our path. This is a level of ascendant mastery, right? And in this energy, you no longer have to use your energy to manifest. You no longer have to do things with intent. And I'm not saying this in a way to be reckless, right? We don't want to be reckless, right? But in a way where we just allow things to be. We allow ourselves to be in these places of peace. We recognize everything we went through to get to this state of peace, this place of stability and equilibrium, right? And so we leave anything that does not bring, is not for our highest good. We let it go now with ease. We have mastered the art of detachment, and it's a beautiful thing because we have this new profound peace, and it's unlike anything that can be explained, and also it's unlike anything where we even want to share it to anybody that is going to cause any type of negative influctuations in our peace, or any type of influctuations. We like to be here, right? Collective, for those of us that have made it here, right? And anything else is, it's not that it's anything, everything else is obsolete. It's just that we have just gotten to a point where these things don't affect us. If it is not within this free flowing, this state of peace, this state of us just being, this state of us reserving our energy and letting divine work through us, for us, on our behalf, then it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, right? And when we sit in this energy, this is like the dead man, the live man flow, in the crystal clear waters of clarity and divine flow, and we just chilling, right? We're just chilling and we're just floating, and the way things come to us, bro, like you look up like, oh, I didn't expect that. Oh, I didn't expect that. Oh God, you decided to pull a yacht up beside me while I'm live man floating. This is my yacht. Oh, thank you, God. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't ask for it, but since it's here, hey, I might as well use some of this reserved energy to partake in this thing, this whatever it is that the Most High God has given me. And it don't have to be a yacht, collective. It does not have to be a yacht. You know, I have to just be dramatic with it, right? I have to be dramatic. That's me, right? So individuality is beautiful. Individuality is exciting. It's exciting. But I feel like that this message is for, let's say, part of these messages for the whole general collective message. And then there were a couple of messages that I needed to give out specifically directed to specific people. I didn't ask, I didn't choose, they just flowed, okay? And they just flow out of my mouth. That's how being in this state is. If you are a scribe, like I picked out, it would work the same. If you are someone who is good with the thought process, it works the same way. The same way you just seen me set and channel. I didn't ask. I didn't say, oh, I'm going to see who message I'm going to pick up on. It just came, right? The messages just come freely. So the same thing with a particular air sign who needs to slow your thought process down and let your thoughts work for you. You don't work for your thoughts, okay? That is for someone Okay. My fingertips are tingly right now. It's probably because I was rubbing out on this chair. I squirrel a lot, bro. I squirrel a lot. I have the attention span of a flea. Oh my goodness. Carla, I really should. I don't think she's ready to go, but so for the most part, there were just a couple of singled messages that were for particular people, a few of them, and that is because it could be because the divine is wanting me to tell those people those messages, because maybe these people need to release these things, or they need to be aware of something. These people could be ones going ascending into a level of ascension mastery. Okay, you all could, but there were particular people who may be like on the cusp of it, and they may be holding that, they may be being held back. This could be for the whole collective. You may be on the verge of this new opportunity. Could be ascended master level. I was gonna say wizardry. Somebody likes Hogwarts. Somebody likes Hogwarts, God. Somebody likes Hogwarts. Same. But you could be going into a level of ascended mastery. This is why your roads were so hard. This is why your paths were so tough. You are set in this life to be an ascended master, or to reach ascended master levels. Okay. This is why. And this is why your rewards are so great. Not everybody gets to enter into the divine flow state. I want people to know that, where you no longer have to intentionally manifest things. Just flow to you. They just are. You just are. And when you there, you'll know exactly. To some people, it sounds like I'm talking gibberish, right? And sometimes maybe to me, I'm talking gibberish. But anyways, attention span of a flea, collective, attention span of a flea, right? But anyways, for those of you that get into this energy, the actual divine flow, free flow state, you know what I mean. You know what it feels like. So there were a couple of messages singled out to specific people to release what they needed to release, because you may be wondering, where's my free flow? Like, why aren't things just you may be having things manifest, but you may have to manifest intentionally, and you may have to use not an extraordinary amount of power like someone who is not as ascended as you are, but you have to still use power, whereas in the free state of divine flow, you use none of your power. You use none of it. It's all, you reserve it all. Now things just come to you naturally. This is ascended mastery level. Okay. So I hope that helped. I hope that prayed that made someone in the collectives or somebody's feel really good. Okay. About yourselves, about where you are, how far you have gone. But everybody, let's give ourselves a clap. Yes, I have a flair and a knack for the dramatics. Okay. Pats on the back, and self-love hug. Oh, I love me. Collective, I love you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. And remember to like and subscribe if any of these messages or any part of this message resonated for you or helped you wherever you are on your journey. What are we saying? Oh, is it Misa or Misa? Misa Garcia? Yeah, you do. I'm telling you, like, it's hard to put in words, but for those of us that know, you just know. And this is not to single anybody else out. Like, no, you just, if you're coming across this message, it is synchronicity, because you could be on the cusp of going into your ascended masterhood, or getting onto your path that leads you to ascended mastery in this life cycle. Okay. And you may be the divine may have just guided some people across this message to give you a sneak peek of what it looks like to be in that energy, right? And this is not to, I don't feel like you guys would feel like that. I don't feel like anyone would feel like that who comes across this message, but I just feel the need to say that because some people may take offense to me saying that, and this has nothing to do. Didn't I say in the beginning we shouldn't be in energies of apologies to anyone? So, anyways, collective, I hope this resonated with you. Okay. I will see you guys on the next one. And I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in and tapping in. We never know what is going to come next. So make sure that you are getting the notifications for any of my lives. And I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to go. Okay. Anyways, collective, I love you guys and have an amazing night. And I will see you guys on the next one. And remember, like I like to say, don't let this world define you. Define yourself like I define me, because I am your girl, Shay, the dual alchemist, your dual nature being of the light and of the dark. But I bring you messages of love and positivity wherever it is coming from. And until next time, collective, I hope to see you in a better place on your journey. Bye.